everybody, my name is Jo and I love to read. Sorry about the messy backdrop, but I will explain why. Basically, this is a task that I'm going to do maybe every 6 months, but not holding myself accountable. I have all my TBR stacks here and some there that I've wrapped up. Every 6 months or so, as I said, I'm going to sit down, pull them all off, go through them, and decide whether I want to unhaul any or whether I want to wrap any up. They're not all going to be in Christmas paper. This was just the last time I did this. And right now I actually have some junk mail, so some catalogues that I'm going to use as wrapping paper because I really don't want to waste anything, and I didn't think about using that when I did these ones. Why am I wrapping them up? What I'm thinking that I'm going to do is split my TBR into two, and I'm going to have the stuff that I'm really excited about is going to be in my shelf on display. It's the one that people see in most of my videos, and the other ones are going to be ones that I'm not ready to DNF, but I'm not as excited about them anymore, so I'm going to wrap them up, which I think for me kind of brings back the mysticism a little bit. Like, it makes them a bit like, ooh, what's in that? And then also every 6 months when I open them up again, if I decide to wrap it up again because I still don't think it's mystical and they're still not at the top of my TBR, I'm going to make a mark either on side on the wrapping paper or just on a piece of paper and say how many times they've been wrapped up and keep adding it up. I don't know, I'm not doing that to make myself feel bad that I haven't read them. I'm doing that to kind of maybe make me a bit aware and to highlight a little bit more that, hey, you've actually had this sitting here for a long time. Would you maybe like to bump that up to the top? And that kind of helps me a little bit too. Another thing that I'm going to do once a year with my TBR, maybe combining it with this video or doing it separately probably to keep that one quick, is that I do like a quick tour of my TBR. So like just holding the camera over one and reading the title and the author. So I'm going to keep doing that, but I'm going to cross off what I've read and what I haven't. My feelings with my physical TBR now that I'm pretty sure I've had a zero TBR for about 2 years now, and I've felt lots of different degrees of how I feel, but I think for me, I'm kind of separating book purchasing as a fun thing to do as opposed to book reading. And I don't want the book purchasing to become too crazy. It's not like I want to be researching book fairs and discount book places and spending all my money on buying books. I'm doing it at what feels like a sustainable pace for me, but money-wise. But it is taking longer, and it does mean that my TBR grows more than I can read because events come up that I want to go to for fun, but I haven't necessarily read down all of my list. And I'm okay with that, really. I loved getting to a zero TBR. That was super fun. And if I decide one day that I want to try and do that again, that I'm going to, because that was a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people got value out of my videos. But also at the same time, there's nothing wrong with having a big TBR. And at the moment, so for me, I just did a book haul recently where I went to my local book fair and I ended up buying, oh God, a lot, like 6 or 10 books or something like that. I could literally go to my book fair when it's on twice a year and buy enough books each there, and that could sustain me my entire reading life. Like, I don't read that quickly, at least in this phase of my life, and I never have really. But I enjoy going, so I don't want it to be something that I'm taking away from myself, but I don't want to keep books that I'm not enjoying. So I'm going to regularly unhaul, I'm regularly checking with myself, but I'm not going to feel guilty for spending the money and not reading it. The enjoyment is going to be purchasing the book, thinking that I'm going to read it and love it, and if things change, then that's fine. I've got the enjoyment out of it. I don't have to finish the book to get the 100% enjoyment. That's extra enjoyment, but I don't have to because it's the anticipation, it's the find, it's all of that kind of stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to talk to you while I do it. I'm actually going to stop the camera and I'll come back to you guys because I don't think that would be really fun to watch, and I also want to watch some TV, but I will just quickly count up how many books are currently on my TBR, and then we can see at the end whether I unhaul any, how many I'm going to wrap up, what's the top on my TBR, and then also which 3 I really hope, or like close to 3, that's the number that I'm heading for, which ones I really hope to get to before the end of the year, different to the top of my TBR, which will probably be like fluid and change like every 6 months, but for these ones, I'm really hoping to prioritize them for one reason or another. So let's quickly count. 38, 39. Oh gosh, 39. That's crazy. That's a good number though. Technically 40 because I have a Sonic comic to read. Volume 2 came in the mail and Daniel's already blitzed through it, so I've got to read it. But yeah, 39 is good. I read about 30 books a year, so I'm like, I am set. But I'm also gonna, like I say, I'm not gonna stop buying books. I'm gonna hopefully do it at not a crazy pace. I feel like when I got up to my massive TBR before of like 100 or like 150 unread books or something like that, I was buying them at a really quick pace, like, and not even considering how many that I had or how long it takes me to read them all. I was just going nuts, and I wasn't unhauling any as well because I was in this mindset that I was going to go to uni and I wasn't going to have any money, and so I'm going to buy all the books now so that I have new books to read all the time when I have no money. And then I never went to uni, and I kept that crazy buying habit. So now I'm still buying them, and I'm still reading less than what I'm buying, but the rate that I'm purchasing them at is so much lower than it used to be. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm also good at unhauling. I have enough money to do this, it's fine. So anyways, super long intro. I'm going to get onto this, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, back. I'd like to try and decide on what I'm doing with Ship of Magic by the end of the year, because I also have the other two that I'm trying to decide what to do with. I picked it up on ebook when I needed something on my phone to read, but I have since not needed that purpose anymore, and I haven't picked it up since, but I have been thinking about it lately. So I really want to try and give it another go, see if I can care about it, but I'm probably only going to give it one more chance and then just go, nah, this series is not for me. I'm going to unhaul them, and then I will continue on with the rest of the Fit series. Who knows? I'm leaving it open. Maybe in a few years I see a really cool copy and I pick it up. But anyways, I would like to try and read this again and decide by the end of the year. I would also like to read The Surgeon of Crowthorne by Simon Winchester, mainly because this was loaned to me at Christmas last year. So I would like to get it done so I can give it back. I would really possibly like to read the next Game of Thrones this year, A Dance with Dragons Part 2 After the Feast. It's pretty small, and it also plays into the whole I'm really wanting to catch up on this series quickly so that I can then research the next one. This one's probably the most iffy out of these because I might need a big break after I'm finished the current volume that I'm on, but I'm imagining that if I don't pick this one up by the end of the year, probably December, I'll close out the year with that. So that's what we got. Now, I do also have the pile that I want to unhaul as well. So I've gone through all of my wrapped up books as well and all the unwrapped ones. And I'm actually surprised at the amount that I want to unhaul. I couldn't super remember what everything was in my wrapped pile, but as I've looked at them, I've just gone, yeah, there's a few I want to keep, but there's actually a lot that I want to get rid of, which is, it's cool. It's not my aim with these videos to unhaul a whole big bunch. I don't want to be constantly buying books and then unhauling heaps of them, but I am also not feeling guilty if I want to unhaul them. So hopefully this is a bit of both. The first ones that I'm going to unhaul are these two writing books. I can't remember where I got them. I feel like free from somewhere. I'm not really sure. I don't think I got them at the book fair at the start of the year. I think I got them for free somewhere. And I don't know. I think I was kidding myself in thinking that I was going to read them. Because for me, if I'm having trouble with writing, I'll quickly Google it and do all the research then. I'm not really going to buy a book and read it. Because it takes so much time out of me to actually get through the book for something that I'm not going to super enjoy. And I feel like the information is out there in a much condensed form, and who is to say that I'm even going to agree with these two authors and what they like. So I would rather go and get the information in a condensed form for free and have lots of different options that I don't have to pay for if I don't enjoy them to see if it gels better with me. So they're the first ones I'm getting rid of. The next one is The Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. The Expanse number one. This one I did get from the book fair earlier this year. I feel like I've picked this up because one of my favourite big booktubers is reading the series, but the back of the book, when I read it, just didn't feel interesting to me. Sometimes if I don't read the back of the book, I can go into it and really enjoy it. Who's to say I could really enjoy this one? But because I have read the back and it's not cool, then I'm going to unhaul this one. I just don't think I'm ever going to prioritise it, and I keep feeling like meh about it. The next one is The Wall That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. I'm a bit painful about this one because A lot of people love this book. It's just that I don't think I'm ever going to reach to pick it up. And if I'm going to go for a middle grade, I'm probably more likely to buy and read Nethermore or something like that, or Amari and the Night Brothers. I'm also surprisingly going to unhaul Beneath the Keep by Erica Johansson. So I did try and read this book. I got about this way through before I just sort of lost interest and picked something up. I had always intended to continue to read this. It's not that I feel like it's a bad book. I just feel like there are other things that are calling to me. And although I did really love the original trilogy that I'm just currently looking for right now, that's why I'm looking over here, the Teeling trilogy, I just feel like I didn't love it so much that I want to know everything about the characters, especially not the main character's mum, which is what this book is about. So I'm going to get rid of that one as well. Just don't think I'm going to prioritize it. And the last one is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I was really keen to read this one, but lately over the last 3 months, whenever I look at this book, I just kind of think, I'm just not really keen. So that's fine. That is just a case, again, of lost interest. So the final thing that I think I want to talk to you guys about, I'm going to quickly say the books that I'm going to wrap up. So I'm less interested in these, but I think there's a chance that I might be more interested if I wrap them up and hide them for a bit. And then I want to show you guys what's on the top of my TBR now that are undisplayed that I'm going to pick, which is separate to the ones that I'm hoping to read before the end of the year. These are the ones that I'm just really excited for and I want to have them on display. So, the ones that I'm going to wrap up: The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, a Thoroughbred Ashley book, Goodnight Midnight Wanderer, the 2 Robin Hobbs, that I'm probably going to wrap these up together, that we'll see. Should I not? I might not, because they're kind of disqualified from it because I don't know about the first one. So I'm probably just going to put them in a totally different spot of my bookshelves. Portrait of a Killer, Jack the Ripper Case Closed by Patricia Cornwell, The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. It kind of pains me to wrap this one up as well because apparently it's really good, and I also had someone comment they're super keen for me to read it, but I'm just not in the mood, so it's going to get wrapped up. Fall of Giants by Ken Follett. This one I nearly wanted to leave out, but I've already left so many out today after my haul, so this was the one that was closest to me not wanting to leave it out. Same with this one again today, The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I really wanted to leave this out as well, but I decided out of my 2 like palette cleansers, which is going to be this one, a thriller, and Dan Brown, which is like adventure thriller, I've decided that I want to leave the Dan Brown one out. So I've done that, and I'm going to wrap this one up a little bit sadly, but I don't have room to have them all out, and that's fine. The ones that were wrapped and are going to stay wrapped are these ones in here. So we have a Thoroughbred, Breaking the Fall, Prior of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I'm going to reuse the wrapping paper too. This one I'm only wrapping up because it's going to take me forever to get through to it, but it's the unofficial Harry Potter companion, an in-depth exploration, and it's of Volume 1, The Sorcerer's Stone. So it's like a companion book that you read, well, I want to read alongside The Sorcerer's Stone when I reread it in a million years. And it just basically goes through like all these like extra information. So I'm wrapping this up. It's not that I'm like not interested in it. I would read it like today if I was rereading Harry Potter, but I'm not at the moment. I'm waiting for the 3rd one to come out in the Mina Lima editions. And then the other one that was wrapped and I'm keeping wrapped up is Sunset to Sunrise, a Catalina Wool by Harold Adams, which is a family history that was written by Daniel's maternal grandfather's side about his time in the Catalina War. And then the final thing that I'll show you guys, I'll just pick them up. So these are all the books that are on the top of my TBR. I'm not going to read them all off to you because I feel like that would be a bit slow, but these are the ones that, so I'm still gonna, the ones that I want to read before the end of the year, they're gonna go here, maybe like here or along the top there, something like that, or maybe even here on my shelves. I don't really know. But these are the ones that I'm super keen to read, so they're staying out, motivating me about reading. I may well pick one of these up before the end of the year, but these are the ones that I'm excited about. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. It's a bit different, not super cool backdrop, but I'm having a lot of fun. Now I'm going to put The Office back on that I'm rewatching, the US version, and I'm going to wrap up those books I want to, and then they're going to go over here. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have made it to the end and you don't know what to comment. Can you please comment a nature emoji? Thanks, guys. Bye.